Hello, and welcome back to my channel. This is Reality Rudy. How you doing, baby? I was minding my own business. I was, this time for real. All I was doing was scrolling on the internet and these social media streets, looking at my own likes. I was being, you know, trying to see what the people were saying about DP. So, what do I see? I see someone with a grayish beard, very light skinned, almost pale in complexion. His name is Christian Keys. Yes, oh yes, oh yes. I synced him. Shout out to Moses. I synced Christian Keys down to the internet streets, dragging the hell out of Tyler Perry. Now, back in the day, when Christian Keys came out with his accusations that somebody was trying to make him wrap his hands around his ankles, some people believed that it was Tyler Perry, allegedly. So, being that so many people believed it was Tyler Perry, I did a video on that, baby, because I was hot in these Piper High T streets. Ooh, when I tell you that my channel should be established to the point where people should be at least giving me 400, 500 views, I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding what I am doing differently than what I did back then. But if you go back, and look at the Piping Hot Tea and my description of what Christian Keys was saying. Now, you have to be a long, avid watcher of Tyler Perry shows to understand the sickness that thrives in this man's head. Okay? So, let me just say, I was a loyal fan of Sisters, for example. I'm a loyal fan to the actors, not so much as the writer. When I saw Tyler Perry stack up a bunch of scripts, when he was doing, this was long before my internet days as a content creator. Stack up a bunch of scripts and put them in front of him back in the days of haves and have-nots and if loving you is wrong. I said, oh, that explains a lot. Because if loving you is wrong, and y'all heard me complain about this on every one of his shows, but if loving you was wrong did it the worst. Okay? If you recall, on If Loving You Is Wrong, Tyler Perry stayed in the same day on that show for 3 seasons straight. The same day. Those children on that show started off, as my mama would say, little bitty kids, and continued to be the same age as the show went on. So you expect us to believe that little Billy Bob is still on the floor. And that baby, that mixed up baby that was supposed to be made off up in their shed, all he did was put that baby in a carriage. And the baby stayed in the carriage for all, I want to say 5 or 6 seasons that show was on. I literally got sick of it. Still watched Our Lord. Then he got lazy with the have and have nots and just killed everybody. Interesting, right? So fast forward to me starting to become a content creator. So I was recapping all the Queen's men. one of the only content creators that was recapping all the Queens of Men. I saw a shift, y'all. I saw a shift from season 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. And I kept saying, still saying, huh? I said, what the fuck is happening? What is really going on with this show? It is different. So, season 1, I remember telling my little audience, or whatever you want to call it, back when I didn't have like 200. I got more views then I do now. Back when I didn't have like 200, 250 subscribers. I was telling them, I said, y'all noticing anything about, because I got good views on my All the Queens Mary Cap. Because I used to do that new island accent. But I was like, are y'all noticing anything different about this show? It's like Tyler Perry is putting his vomit on it. Because if y'all remember season 1, I said it was so different. I said it wasn't all that gore and all these weird sex scenes and Blue was my girl, and it just didn't have, it had a different connotation. And this is real, y'all. I know I play a lot on this channel, but I saw it and I said, season 2, I started paying attention. And as soon as season 2 came on, probably about midway, I was like, something ain't right. Go back and look at my All the Queens, and this is serious. Go back, it's gonna be in the DVD collection, because back then I just put everything in one playlist. Go back and look in the DVD collection and see my All the Queens Men recaps. I started recapping, and that's why I want to let go of the DVD collection. On side note, because the Wonder Years, the black version, was on there, so I used to recap those shows together sometimes. But so you might see a recap of the Wonder Years on there too. But what I'm saying is, I kept saying, what is going on? So I started reading the damn credits. And I saw Tyler Perry Studio. But at that time, I was still blaming Christian Keys for the mess. Because I was like, Christian is still writing on his show. He has to be. Because Christian Keys is the type of man. I don't know Christian Keys from a campaign. But I'm Scorpio. Y'all, I know all of us brag. But it's true. We are intuitive people. That's a part of our... that's the part of the sign. That's a part of our imagination. That's part of our personality. Intuitive. So I was like, Christian Keys don't seem like to me to be the type that will be writing shit like this. This ain't adding up. This looks like Tyler Perry don't put his spin on it. I ain't say spin, I said spit. I said it's becoming disgusting and a whole lot of sorts. But I kept recapping and I kept watching because I think I thought that maybe he was consulting with Christian. But it became stupider and stupider and weirder and weirder. And I just knew that this was all ruthless over a hodgepodge of all of his shows blended into one. And it got on my ever-loving nerves. I didn't like it. See, because Madam season 1, no nonsense, had a heart. Nonchalant. But with the stupid spin that he put on it, it gave her like a demon sort of presence. But at the same time, kind of, let me see about that character, her development. She wasn't as hard, but soft at the same time. It was more like, it wasn't even edgy. It was more like she was kind of corny. Right? If you with me. How can you make the character Blue corny? Blue started to get on my damn nerves. And this whole thing with Tommy. making him all silly all the damn time. It just wasn't gelling. And then him putting all his old actors in a Christian show. And then this latest season, making that old ass grandpapa of a man, and Monster Moves so fine. I'm not calling him a grandpa for real, legitimate. Monster Moves is a very handsome man. I'm calling him grandpa cause face is his daddy. You think Christian Keys would have wrote that shit for somebody that's grandpa age that looks older than face to be his long lost son? How? Wait. How? It's almost like he tried to sabotage that man's show on purpose because he came out and spoke out against it. But if you agree, let me know. Let me know down in the comments. Give me a shout out. Share the video. Because for me, sharing is just as important as liking. So like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Share the video. Why? Because sharing is caring. And that's why I say sharing is caring. Because if you share with your friends, then they'll know that I'm out there. And your friends will like, okay, my friend is watching this content. Let me see what she got going on. Because, baby, I spill chicken over her. Okay? Piping hot tea. And I talk about the things that go on with these men. And I go deeper. I go to Tyler Perry's psyche. And try to figure out what's making this damn man tick. It's when you come up against him. Look at Ruthless. Y'all just don't know. Y'all talking about the men. I said I was going to like, comment, subscribe. But, say that. Y'all talk about the men that's complaining about this a-hole. Ruthless. The character that, I think her name was Melissa, the character that plays Ruth on that show. I want to say that I heard somewhere where she has also been complaining about him and trying to get out of her contract because of the stupidity of the show. I told you it's the new Gilligan's Island. I'm about to get out of here. No. Are you sure? I'm getting out of here. Are you sure? I don't want to stay. I don't want to stay with Sister Mother or whatever they call them, Mother Hidness or whatever it is. I'm out. But no, I got to save Callie. And so instead of letting the woman save her daughter, everybody in the family's gone. They done took out over there on Oval. They done took out Barry. Now Dale, because Dale over here, because he started out on Ruthless. They done took him out because he done came out and told his story. And think about it. Do you really believe that Tyler Lipler was in a coma on have and have nots that long without him trying to do some kind of negotiation with Diamond? Yeah, I call Tyler Lipler Diamond because he over there on the plank. He had the plank defending Mississippi. But that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about a whole. Look, I said I was going to close. But my point is, like I was saying, if y'all have to pay attention to the women as well. Karen is leaving sister. And my understanding is Sabrina is leaving as well. Look at me calling them by their first name. Novi and did I call her Karen? Her name is Ebony Obsidian, right? They're leaving. I know that they probably look for other opportunities, but what was going on with that show to make them want to leave? Right. But I know for sure the foolishness of the hotness down to Ruthless, I probably wouldn't want to stay on the show either. But anyway, this is what I am closing here. Again, drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. hit the notification bell button. You will be notified when I upload a video. And as I do when I close, this time for real, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces. At the end of this video, you will see Christian Keys. I follow him like Christians follow Jesus. And that's on everything. You will hear Mr. Keys in his own words.
Because, the studio tried to steal my Creative by credit. So, like, they posted, even this week, end of the year, and you post my show like that's y'all show. It's you putting the show out there, but you're also the same studio, Tyler Perry Studios, that removed my Creative by credit, and I had to call the union to have them make you force TPS to put it back on there. So, I'm not sad that my show isn't there anymore. After season 5, it won't be there anymore. And I won't have to deal with that shady, corny kind of leadership over there that would dare. You got 16, 17 shows. I got one. Let me have credit. My contract says I get credit. Why your corny trying to steal my credit? Because you can't write like me. Yeah, I wrote the book. And I wrote the show. I wrote the pilot. I created the show. I wrote the first season. It was originally, All the Queen's Men was originally 8 episodes, 8 half-an-hour episodes. And unbeknownst to me, Boss Man went in there and added 10 or 15 minutes to each episode, writing-wise, and then wrote the 10th episode himself. And I wasn't worried right away, even though I should have been a part of that. I should have been allowed to do that because I was the writer's room for season 1. So I wrote the whole season. But as soon as he popped in, and now it's 10 one-hour episodes, and he started writing on it. So then season 2, season 3, he just showed up and said, hey, here's the next 20 episodes, and here's the next 16 after that. I didn't get a chance to contribute. So that's when it got real weird. Yeah, he was like, oh, it's this is the hottest thing over here. Ain't nobody checking on that show. Ain't nobody worried about that show. Ain't nobody this, that, and the other. I got to put my name on something that ain't mine. And season 2 and season 3 is when All the Queen's Men got weird and dudes started getting raped with girls and all that weird. Nobody want to see that. Put that on your show. That's why I'm glad my show ain't there no more. Put that on Oval or Bruh or Sisters or whatever. Put that boy on your show. I'm glad because I don't have to deal with that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you completely change the integrity of a creation.